All right, welcome to In the Spirit of Things, folks. Beautiful day. Brother John, it's always interesting at my house, especially the last couple of minutes before show. It always gets, sometimes not so much sideways. It just gets different.
A little interesting sometimes, eh?
Yeah. Michelle and I were going over the prep guide for number 2. And at the same time, Cookie's downloading the birth certificate that I want to show everybody. And she's putting one thing in my box, and Michelle's putting something other in my box. Everybody put me in the box tonight.
How's everybody doing tonight? Michelle, how you making out?
Great. I had a little battle with some technology to get here, but I prevailed.
Join the club.
Which is a first, and no one was injured. No computers were thrown out the window this time.
Nobody lost any arms?
No, and I didn't have any need for the preventative danger tape. I didn't set up a perimeter outside my window, so it was all good.
No claims will be filed today.
No claims will be filed. We didn't need any officers of the peace to make their authority known. How about you, John? How are you?
I'm having a great day. I just popped back home. I was about 5 minutes before the call. We just were out visiting family. We had a big barbecue, and kids were all out in the pool and having a great old time. So, it's everything's starting to get back to normal again.
Very good.
The rest of our family's figuring out that we're not crazy.
Yep.
And that we actually know what we're talking about. So that's interesting stuff when you can see the sheep come around when it's with your own family. So very interesting stuff.
So, John, what do you have,
Very
barbecue
good.
hummus for Michelle?
Hey. Well, hummus is extremely nutritious.
I know it is.
It's delicious. And I throw in a ton of garlic, and wait until you guys, That's
wait till
all
we get some
I'm gonna say.
FaceTime with you? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have any weeds down there on the
Excellent.
farm you want killed, John? I'll just breathe on them. Give me a little bit of my own hummus, and I'll come and breathe on your weeds for you.
Awesome.
Oh, boy.
Well, it is all humane here, so.
Well,
what was that?
I said it is all humane here. Half of them end up turning into pets as it is, so.
Okay.
Very good.
And you Peter, how are you doing?
I'm trying to get my rhythm. I'm on my left foot. I'm trying to find the right still. It's all good.
Okay.
Michael's we've been doing a lot of heavy lifting to move forward with the curriculum as well, and as you've seen some posts and stuff. And I just got that one document that I was looking for from Sister Cookie, so I was getting excited over nothing, as usual.
Okay.
So I took my
thank you.
medication. I took my medication, and I'm all right now.
Okay.
Well, it's good that you get excited
right.
so easily at your age, Peter.
Right. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh no.
Oh,
okay,
my
we've got a record, guys. We're 8 minutes in. I mean.
This isn't Saturday yet? Oh, geez, I better settle now.
No. This is the Wednesday night show.
Oh yeah. This is the kiddie hour.
You guys kill me.
Depends what kitty we're talking about. Anyways, see, there we go. It goes sideways quickly. Everything everything that can be taken out of context is here. Welcome to the house.
Let's restore some dignity, people.
Yep.
A little bit more dignity. Let's.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Anyways, after further ado, Brother Michael and we're changing up so many different things at Speed of Sound. Everybody got their email blast. We do have the new for the premium membership, which basically gets the free coat of arms on all the documents superimposed. So they get a custom voter rescission template, custom IRS or CRA removal of presumption template, custom debt validation package, all the other templates and packages, marriage as well. So anything that we have, they'll get the whole thing, so they don't have to reinvent the wheel when they go to do an administrative process. So we've decided to make light work for our brothers and sisters. All they got to do is pretty much follow the lot easier bouncing ball without, like you say, Michelle, going into crisis mode, trying to superimpose a family crest and seal on a document. Because, like I say, if you don't do it, it is foreign to you. It's Greek to me too. So Michael's the techno geek, so he doesn't mind doing a little bit more.
Michael saves lives.
Huh?
Michael should be aware he is saving lives in doing this.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just picturing all the computers flying through the window, people trying to put their coat of arms on their document. I actually managed to get it on my document, but not at the right place. And then I tried fiddling with that, and it started dragging the mailing location from the center over. And look, hours were spent. Hours.
I'll agree with you there. I had to learn a lot when I was doing all my paperwork as well, and I get a lot of the members getting a hold of me and stuff like that too for simple, what we think is simple, because like you say, me and Mike, we're pretty savvy with computers, and you don't realize, when someone's trying to do this for the first time, how complicated it can be. So yeah, it's a great thing that Michael's doing now.
Right.
Oh, and I'd like to share a little love with Brother Robert. He's in Skype room. Brother sent me a beautiful email. You know what? That's a man standing in who he is. It's a beautiful thing when I get appreciation from a brother from another mother, and somebody who's he's digging in. He's a good Marine, for lack of a better term. But not only that, he's a brother first. He shared some love with me this afternoon, and I can use all the love I can get these days because I'm in stress mode all the time. Michelle's going to take me to peace, I guess. She's going to wave a magic wand and fix me, I guess.
No, but we did have a discussion on this, Peter, about mainstreaming your energies, reeling them back in, recognizing distractions, and realizing how you can serve at your highest and best purpose. And we realized that would be not in helping one individual at a time, but rather in putting together the curriculum with Cookie and showing people how to help themselves.
Yep.
Because if it's the same parable, I guess. You can
teach a man to fish,
or
you can fish.
Right. No, you can give a man a fish and he will eat, or you can show him how to fish and he will be able to provide for himself. So I think that was sort of the gist of what we came to. And you're having one. I don't want to use the vulgar expression for how we were expressing it earlier ourselves today, but you're having one eureka moment, let's just call it, after another, as the things, as the processes, the alignments, the energies come into full view for you, So I think it's very wise what you're doing right now, setting up the curriculum to teach rather than being distracted in 5,000 different ways by all the different people who, for a lot of people it's a bit too late,
Yeah. Yep.
And for some people who have appealed to you, you might have made a promise on the day, but it's just you get so many calls and so many emails. What was truth that you were going to help this person at the time, the intention was there, but it just got buried in all the other avalanche of appeals that you receive on a daily basis. So, I know you. I know you as a man, and your intention is always pure, and I know that you always want to help the people that you say you will help. It's just circumstances change, and right now you and us, we as a group, are dealing with a lot of appeals for help, and I think what you're doing, the way you're going forward, is the right way.
Yeah. Well, I've got Brother Robert snapped into my Mexican, my Spanish vernacular. He's using jup too. I love it. I'm starting a trend.
Yeah, that's not Spanish for English.
It's all good. Hey, if I say it is, don't confuse me with the facts. Well, I thought we covered this.
No, we should tell the listeners. John, do you want to tell the story of this?
Of jup?
Yeah. Well, the listeners have no clue what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's kind of an internal joke.
Well,
go ahead, Peter.
Let me enlighten the audience. Hey, we got to let them in on our jokes, just like the Big Cup. We got to let them in. Folks, when I was working with my Brown brothers doing irrigation systems and stuff down in sunny Florida, a lot of my Brown brothers, I would speak with them, and we dialogue, and they go, JUP, J-U-P-P. They mean yes, but they say JUP. So Michelle thinks she's still in the land of denial. She says, well, they don't do that up there. I said, I don't care what Canada does. It doesn't matter what Canada does. But my brothers down south in southern Florida, they use JUP. So my objective is when I say JUP, I actually type it in the Skype room, and I say, that's Spanish for yes. And so that's been the running joke now for weeks. And
right.
Michelle's passing on the propaganda.
Peter will answer something with in the positive, saying JUP, J-U-P-P, which, by the way, is not Spanish for yes. And I don't want to let one single one through because this is disinformation. So then I'll write, that's not Spanish for yes. Right. And then it'll be just back and forth. And now Peter has started this propaganda campaign. And hey, I stand for truth.
That's a dirty word.
I stand for truth, and it's very important that the people know that JUP is not Spanish for yes.
That's right.
Have plenty of friends and acquaintances here in Montreal. Plenty of South Americans, Central Americans, people from Mexico, Spain even. Look, there are people from all over the Spanish-speaking world in Montreal. It's a very international city, you know, and
right.
Not one of them ever says JUP. So,
well, I guess I must have got in with the racy crowd of my Spanish brothers because they use JUP in El Paso all the time. Anyways, hey, folks, yeah, look at us. We're bantering about the word JUP. Just when you thought it was safe to go outside, we're talking about JUP. Oh, my goodness. Yep, these people have lost their minds. Nope, the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. Room for rent. Lights on, nobody's home. It's all good, folks.
What is it? The lights are on, but no one's home. Not the sharpest tool in the shed. A few French fries short of a Happy Meal.
Short of a six-pack.
A few sandwiches short of a picnic basket.
Anyways, folks, we thought we'd let you in on the joke. Hope y'all got a little yuck out of that. Anyways, yeah, that's Y-U-C-K, yuck. Anyways, yuck.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's not Spanish for anything.
No, right. Anyways, oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind now. Anyways, I was going somewhere. Now I got lost
that's
on the way to.
That's stepping in.
Yes, JUP. Anyways, we're changing up like anything else, folks. When we started Privatis.Me, because we really want to teach everybody how to be private. We succumbed for a minute to using what is it called? Not Yahoo, but PayPal. Anyways, PayPal is notorious for stealing your accounts, and so as not to be encumbered, we're going to be shutting down PayPal after Saturday the 9th, or Michael said Monday. It's on the email blast. Let me take a look. I know it's posted. Let me see if I can read it.
Yep.
Anyways,
I saw that earlier.
Yeah, Sunday, June 9th. So, folks, yeah, those, if you want to use that medium, that's fine. But because of the beta test in all these countries and how scummy these folks are about stealing, and USA Inc. and Canada's probably next on more thieving, we're going to teach, we're gonna operate with postal money orders anyway. That's why we started with postal money orders, because we're operating in the private. You send it to a private mailing location, so that's your first step in learning how to be private, learning how to send us an envelope with a private mailing location, and we're using postal money orders only. We're no longer going to be using PayPal because not only that, they suck 4% off the top just to be in the game. So. Anyways, yep. It's one more step for my brothers and sisters to do to come in the door, but it's worth it. Anyways, it's just easier for us because of the beta testing. What they did over in Cyprus is coming to a shore near you in USA Inc. Then it'll be the 401ks. Then it'll probably be people's bank accounts. I mean, I posted information over on the Privatis.Me Facebook page on how you don't own anything. If you watch that 15-minute video on banking, it specifically states when you sign it over, you gave it over. It's considered abandoned property. I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but ask the brothers and sisters over there in Cyprus when they lost 40% of their account, just gets disappeared on the drop of a dime by the IMF. That's the International Monetary Fund. That's the banking whores. Folks, they're controlling the whole system, and they're stealing at the speed of sound. So as Michael and I, because PayPal does have issues. I know multiple people who've had PayPal and had their PayPal accounts froze under the guise of, oh, you had too much coming through, so we're going to check it out. No, it's a scam, folks. It's a control mechanism. So because we don't subscribe to control mechanisms and we're trying to teach everybody to operate in the private in a pure sense, we're pulling ourselves, we'll lead by example. We're removing ourselves from the PayPal game. So it will be postal money orders only, and it will be posted over on the site in the membership when you want to go to come in. But for the moment, everybody who wants to upgrade, the 120 members, to get all their documents done that Michael's going to be doing, you get the same package of deal because you came in first. You get the upgrade for 120. You get your family crest or your coat of arms is superimposed on all your documents, so you don't have to throw your computer out the window like Michelle. Anyways, I don't want Michelle to lose her mind. So anyways, folks, that's a new direction of flow. So all those listeners that are on the email blast, you can go take a look at it. And the preparatory class number 2 has already been posted. We've already been through one. You're going to like class number 2, folks. I'm going to show you some really neat, nifty stuff that I guarantee you've probably never seen, or the majority of you have not seen. I'm going to show you my birth certificate bond and the beautiful numbers and colors, and we're going to have an education class on what those numbers mean and all this other stuff. So as well as
and Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. Just to add before you get off the prep 2 for class 2, I love how Susan has this as the the Cookie has this as the quote for the second class, and she's quoting you. Did you read that? She's quoting Peter Eugene, living man, living beneficiary, and it says, undeliverable as addressed, please forward to the trustee for the handling of this matter, the Department Trust Corporation, care of 55 Water Street, New York, New York. That's the quote for the second class. I love it. Beautiful.
Yeah, put that on the back of your envelope so you get IRS stuff, folks. Have some fun. This is what I do. Matter of fact, Brother Michael and I were just talking today about that. And he goes, Peter, you're dead nuts right. He was talking to a guy named Gordon from another venue that we know of, and he was saying the claim, the name is probably not the way we're going to go, but or Michael and I have discussed it, but we got a document in place. Anyways, no biggie, no whoop. Basically, but Michael and I were talking, and he was saying the same thing. Basically, 55 Water Street. That's where it all goes, folks. So hey, we're going to make sure they know that we know. Hey, I have not received any more presents from them in a good while. The last one I sent was undeliverable as addressed, and Cookie enlightened me on last night or Monday night's call that you put a little sticker on the envelope and put refused. So if you write return to sender, they think that you're the sender because it came to you, and they think you're. Yeah, I know it's stupid, but you got to give your brothers at the post office a little more direction. So she got clarity, and she spoke of it on the first class. So if you go listen to the first class, you can hear her and I banter about this specifically because she had stuff that kept coming back. And finally, she took the post guy aside, and he said, oh, well, you need to put just a little sticker on the envelope and put refused on the sticker. They'll pull the sticker off, and then they put a special stamp on it to return it back to the third-party bottom feeder.
Right. I think Cookie was explaining that the post office kept bringing it back to her because Right, because they thought it was sent back because it was not enough postage, but they just kept looking at the postage. Everything was fine, so they kept bringing it back to her. So it was just this re-entry circuit, just this loop until she spoke to somebody. I think she went down to the post office, if I remember right. And then she got clarity, and she had to put something else on the envelope to send it back.
That's what I just said. A sticker and put refused. Yeah. So
refused,
they got the memo
exactly.
that you refused it. You still write down undeliverables address and put your little sticky note on it and put refused and go hand it back to them and let them send it back. You have the right of refusal. You don't have to accept presents from anybody.
Yeah.
I say presents, and I use that term very loosely. Because there ain't no damn presents I want. Anyways, that's why they call them presentments, folks. It's ironic. Look at the words. Back to the goofy words. Anyways, Michael's moving forward aggressively on creating all the packages. Probably be done, everything. We're going to have more. Yeah, always somebody got to mow the lawn when I go out on the porch. Yeah, it's special.
Yep, like you say, Peter, that just shows, you're always finding out the new technology, basically, when it comes to this kind of stuff. We're always improving and always tweaking everything so that it works perfectly and gets out of all these assumptions.
Yep. So we learn as we go too. We don't, like I say, folks, we don't know it all, but hey, we'll find out eventually. I'm sure. We're always digging. But this is
Another thing I want to contribute about the mailing situation is if you receive a delivery notice for a piece of registered mail, you take your delivery notice to the post office and you can find out who it's from. And if you don't want to receive it, I believe there's a stamp that they apply to the envelope, and it gives several different options, and they will check off refused or something. You don't have to contract. If somebody is trying to send something to you registered mail, you don't have to accept it.
That's
People
right.
just assume that they have to, but you don't have to. And this has to do with breaking free from the mindset that you have and just looking at other options.
Yep. Yeah, so, hey, folks, we're learning as we go. Anyways, it's, like I say, we're paying attention, and that was a nice little tidbit. See, I've never had any problem with the postmaster bringing it back. I've done an undeliverable address and return to sender, but technically you become the sender once it's in your possession, so that would make sense what Cookie shared about putting a sticky on it and putting refused on the sticky. You don't have to write it on the envelope. You just put undeliverables address in red and then put the sticky. If it's from the IRS, we like to share the love, and I do anyways. I like to put an X through the fiction and then put deceased, and then I write on the back, please return to trustee, since I know I'm not the trustee, 55 Water Street, Department Trust Corporation, New York, New York, and I even threw a Divine Province stamp on the back of mine just to show them what time it was, just to have some fun.
Hey, John, we're going to have to find out on the Canadian side where our birth certificate bonds are being held, I guess, right?
Exactly. And I believe that would, I think we start with the Governor General and the Registrar General to get that information.
Okay.
All right, I want to look into that.
Yeah. Anyways, lots of heavy lifting going on. It's already break time, believe it or not, folks.
Well, that flew.
Yeah, we just got here. Yeah, we spent 15 minutes on Jump, for crying out loud. Jump. Yeah, I even snapped. You saw Michelle. Yeah, I even snapped Andrea, and I said it's Spanish for yes, and then you have to chime in with your dialogue. I see.
But it's not.
Okay. Can I live in my false paradigm or what? I'm like all the other
Peter,
heads say.
I know you know what you know, so I'm not going to confuse you with facts. How's that?
Very good.
Okay.
Maybe we could confuse you with a break right now.
Very good.
All right. Hey, folks, everybody stand fast. And we'll get into some meat and potatoes here shortly. Go do what you do on break, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Sounds good.
You're listening to In the Spirit of Things on I Am Free Will Radio. Join us on our Blog Talk radio station every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. To find all the links we mention on the show and to stay up to date about when we go live on BTR, make sure you connect with us on our social sites. Follow us on Twitter at handle Privatis.Me. You can also friend us, like us, or join our open group on Facebook by searching Privatis.Me or by clicking on the Facebook icon on our homepage. It's really that simple.
All right, thank you. Back in the spirit of things, folks, moving the train forward, peeling the onion back all the way to its rotten core for our brothers and sisters to see for real what's really going on. And matter of fact, poor Michelle looks like she got kicked out of the box. Anyways, Johnny, while we were on break, my daughter was leaving to go out and meet up with her boyfriend for a ride out of the house, and her fly was sort of down, and I said, hey, you might want to zip that thing up, and I said, put the cat back in the box. Anyways, you got to love it when Daddy says put the cat back in the box, and she looked at me with those big blue eyes, rolls those eyes back, and shows me the love. Michelle's binded up. It's all right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Privatis.Me page, folks, the Facebook page, and this is what I said. If you're not signed up on the page, you might want to sign up because I like to click on links all day long. I post them, and my producer, I post them to her. She posts them on the site. It's got beautiful information to help you peel back this ugly onion, find good stuff, information what they're not talking about today. Take a look at the 4 fresh water ideas that could change the world. Very interesting, John, article. I just barely got a chance to open it up. And, by the way, Cannabis Treats Cancer and Epilepsy by Dr. Circus. Folks, that's a beautiful link. And, it's legal, and you can get it in all 50 states. So for my brothers and sisters who may be having issues, research this further. I just posted it over on the page. Was just posted 57 minutes ago. So, anyways, John, let's, birth certificates for slaves. That was posted by Alfred Adas. I think Brother Michael posted that. I didn't even get to take a look at that one, John. I'm going to click on that link and take a look.
It's a good read. You'll enjoy that.
Anyways, folks, matter of fact, this is paralleling exactly what I'm going to be talking about on next Monday on the second week's curriculum. I'm going to be showing you a real live birth certificate bond. I'm going to give you a 14-page dialogue of information called the Birth Certificate Securitization Scam, which will prove to you irrevocably that it's all about hypothecation. And if you don't know that word, please look it up. Hey, we like to learn here. Hypothecation, basically, folks, it's creating something out of nothing for acting like it's really substance when it's not. That's why I say our whole system by design, there is no money of substance, it's money of account. Well, it all started with the birth certificate bond. So this is a beautiful read, John. I just opened it up. But folks, this parallels what we're talking about, but you're going to be able to see straight up, this is why I'm doing this curriculum, so that everybody can get clarity on how we got here. But guess what? I'm going to give you a direction of flow to get the hell out. If you don't like what's going on, and you don't like all these rules and all these new rules, banana eating on Tuesdays and Thursdays, well, you can choose to unconsent. We're going to show you how. No arguing, no warring, because they never expect you to remove any presumptions. And if you don't, then guess what? They think you're happy with where you're at. That 3-minute video done by Sister Susan, Your Status as a Slave. It's a good link. It's on this as well, folks. Watch that 3-minute overview. It'll give you a lot more clarity. Let's take a look at this, John. I haven't had a chance to read it. It says, I've just heard an anecdote from Donna Barron. According to the story, someone's grandparents, perhaps back in the first half of the 20th century, refused to get a birth certificate for one of their children. See, John, because this all started back in 1926 under parens patriae. That's the article I'll also be covering on Monday's call. It's called Federal Children, and under parens patriae. There was I forget the name of the Maternity Act. Anyways, this is what they snuck in under the guise of
Shepherdstown and Maternity Act.
There you go. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I don't have the document open. So, anyways, But folks, this is sort of where the game really got underway even more so. But I haven't read this, so this is new to me. But the idea that birth certificates were originally intended for slaves or former slaves instantly resonated with me. This is from Alfred Adask. I like his. I got him stowed in my favorites. He always sends me stuff. Anyways, with nothing to go but on my gut, he says, I'll bet that if someone could research birth certificates back into, say, the 1850s in the Old South, I'll bet they find that the birth certificates were originally intended as a way of identifying the slaves, property, chattel, animals, and livestock owned by plantation owners. It couldn't be more correct because we'll prove it to you, folks. Anyways, if this claim that the birth certificates were originally issued as stock certificates for former current, look at that, C-U-R-R-E-N-T, look at the word current and currency. Everything's electromagnetic flow, folks. These words are not used by mistake. Anyways, i.e. the former or current slaves is true. I'll bet someone who studies genealogy, especially of African Americans, might find evidence in pre-Civil War archives that the earliest birth certificates were issued to slaves. In the alternative, the alleged claim was actually written as birth certificates were originally issued as stock certificates for former slaves. I added that the current text because I suspected that the birth certificates would be issued for slaves, much like you might issue a title to an automobile or a prize or a bull. Prize bull. But maybe my notion of the birth certificate for actual slaves prior to the Civil War was wrong. Maybe these birth certificates were issued only to former slaves after the Civil War and after they were emancipated by the 13th and 14th Amendments. If so, hey, folks, nobody was emancipated from the 14th. That's what drew everybody in under the 14th. They got everybody in the slave game because they became voters. Anyways, if so, evidence of these first birth certificates would be found after AD 1865. The Dred Scott versus Sanford case has been vilified for having caused the Civil War 1860 to 1865 by refusing to free the slaves. Because the case has been vilified, no one bothers to read it. But I read it about 15 years ago. I was not as competent a reader that I am now today, he says. If I read the case today, I might interpret it much differently than I did then. But I remember reading Dred Scott and discovering that the Supreme Court justices, rather than being villains determined to keep slaves in bondage, were practicing and lamenting, and they had no constitutional authority to elevate these persons who had previously been declared to be slaves and therefore property to the status of men and women. Anyways, the Supreme Court essentially said, our hands are tied by the Constitution. There's nothing we can do unless the Constitution is amended. And even then, if I recall the case correctly, the Supreme Court seemed to say that there might still be no way to turn property slaves into men and women. Isn't that bizarre, huh, John?
Isn't that something, eh? And here we are now, and people don't get that the scam that happened to us. Back in the day, you think that slavery was the oil of the day back then. It was the diamonds of the day back then. So these guys, we're talking multi-millionaires back then, and you think that they wouldn't have thought of a way to, get rid of their slaves, but find another way to keep their income coming in a different way?
Yep.
And that's exactly what they did. They, instead of, getting rid of their slaves, they enslaved everybody.
Yeah, we cast a big broad net, and we had all men, not only our brown and black brothers or our brothers of color. We got the white boys too.
Right, and that was the Ministry of Propaganda, or I should say the Ministry of Education, I guess, made it so that everybody thought that everyone was now free, even our brown and black brothers and all these slaves. But really, complete inversion, n'est-ce pas? That's French for isn't it, Peter? So everybody became a slave, but we were told that the slaves are now free. So again, another example of the inversion. We're made to think one thing when really it's the complete opposite that has been done.
Well, let's take a look at how they duped. Yeah, let's take a look how they duped everybody into wanting. Okay, I'm trying to get through. Let's take a look at the voter crap. They made it seem like it was good to be a voter. They sold it as a deal, like your voice would be heard. Folks, it's the biggest scam perpetrated on every damn one of you since the beginning of the voting scam started. And it doesn't matter he who votes. It doesn't matter. You've got a corporate whore daddy at the top of the pecking order called a president but he's operating, and this one's really in bed with like Monsanto, the likes of Monsanto, Big Pharma, all the other nefarious scumbags. He's knee-deep letting his IRS scumbags implement his Obama scam care. Forced compliance at the end of a gun is not a valid contract make. Anyways, folks, if you don't like what's coming, guess what? This is why we're doing this. We're going to help you get off the damn tracks so you can remove the damn presumption so you aren't forced to buy this product. Because I told my significant other they can kiss my rosy red butt. I will never buy Obama insurance, and I'm not going to be filing any more 1040s. As a matter of fact, folks, yeah, my rescission documents will be going forward on all different levels. That matter of fact, Cookie and I were talking about it. I said, yeah, Michael and I will make up our own examples of our completed documents. Hopefully we'll be the first ones to post on our registry as well, so we're creating that portal. Anyways, folks, see, we talk about removing presumptions because if you are, they sold you on the lie to become a voter. It's not good to be a voter. If you didn't read Slavery, Who Owns You yet, you need to go start with my first week curriculum that's already been posted, and you can go read that, and it'll give you irrevocable proof that you gave over to merely benefits and privileges. That's it. Mm-hmm. You are, and it's ironic, Michelle, because I heard somebody was sharing with me what a judge said in court. He goes, if your voters are part of the body politic, go pay your damn fine at the window. The rest of you, get the hell out of my house. Mm-hmm. That was a judge. That was
right.
What the hell was he saying when he said the rest of you get? What are you doing here? Basically, get the hell out. You don't belong here if you're not part of the body politic. He knew he was giving them an out if they weren't part of the body politic because they didn't belong there under that jurisdiction. That's why, folks, if you're on the voter rolls, they drag you into court. You're showing you're a double-minded man when you submit paperwork into the case, motions and all this other crap. You're showing just who you are and who you are not. You are operating the capacity of that corporate person, and they got that warm body, your res, your energy, to step you into the game to draft you for performance. And so, folks, we're going to help you fix this. This is where we're going. It's a beautiful poll. Michelle, you've already done your first two documents are in play. You'll be moving forward on the rest.
Yes, and I have some news on that, actually. I have a bit of news on that. I was checking on the Canada Post website online, and sure enough, all four of my documents have been received. So now it's very interesting to find out what will happen next.
Yeah, right.
Peter,
let's see what
I'd like
tricks...
to just make a comment. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thanks. I just wanted to make a comment because we were discussing the various hypothecation events, and we had discussed slavery as just another way to get everybody into being a hypothecation event. I think we can safely assume, if government is leading us to a certain action, that it is not to our benefit. We can look at the supposed emancipation of women, right? The suffragette movement back at the beginning of the 1900s. Women wanted to vote.
Yep.
So that is another hypothecation event. They become electors.
Yep.
We can look at women becoming taxpayers. So that was kind of, I guess, the 60s and 70s saw the last of the children having the luxury of having a stay-at-home mom to raise them and teach them and nurture them and care for them. And we had the women going back into the workforce because, well, they were pretty much brainwashed into the idea of you can have it all, baby. You know? Wrong. No, you can't.
And they sold materialism like a charm, did they not?
And that was the 80s. Yeah.
Yep. The nicer cars, the bigger washer dryer, the bigger this, the bigger that. And instead of dealing with needs, they started getting everybody onto the wants page. It's I want this, I want that. Oh, I can get a credit card. Yeah, I remember when the credit card movement really got underway in the 70s. Folks, that's the hypothecation event. See, your signature is the only thing that moves anything in commerce. This is why they want you on a piece of paper on a flat line. That flat line represents a dead line, dead man. So That's why we don't sign documents, folks. We seal documents as live, flesh and blood men. This is the stuff we're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know about having a family crest and seal because it separates the living from the dead. So we're going to give them irrevocable proof on we know who we are, just like Brother John did when he stood fast in the courts. He had no option to go there, but he operated in peace. Anyways, long story short, folks, it's just one con game after another.
Hey, Peter, do you want to finish that article?
Yeah.
You want to finish that article?
Sorry, John, can
Peter,
I just finish up this topic?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something about the women going back,
right.
Actually the women getting into the workforce movement, because people bought that. They didn't run the numbers themselves. If people had run the numbers, in other words, okay, so the woman would require an entire wardrobe for the workforce, I guess, so that she would probably require a car, so that's an extra expense. Okay, childcare. So now you have to pay for a nanny or daycare centers for the children. Okay, that's another expense. Meanwhile, who's doing all the cooking and cleaning and all the other work that gets done at home? Okay, Now you have to bring in a maid. So, you tally up all those expenses, and it's actually more profitable for the family unit. In most cases, I'm guessing, unless the woman is a $100,000 a year executive of some kind, for her to stay home, actually. Or vice versa, have the man stay home. But this is just my opinion. I'm fairly traditional. I think a man is a man and a woman is a woman. And I know that all the energies out there are conspiring for us to embrace the new inversion, that it's okay to have two mommies and it's okay to have two daddies. And look, I see things the way that I see them, and that's just my opinion.
Well, take a look at now the new swap is, Michelle. They drafted our gay brothers and gay sisters. You think you're you're getting an endorsement from a scumbag third-party state-sanctioned scam, and now you're nothing more than a hypothecation event yourself. You wanted it, you got it. Well, watch out what you pray for. You just might get it. I promise you, you're not going to want what you just got, because that independence is not independence at all. But they sold it to you thereof as such. And here's another lie sold to the gay masses. So now we got new suckers on the plantation.
Yeah.
Everybody. They sell it really good, folks. This is how they lie and get you to see. They don't get you to think. They just get you to see what they want you to see. It's sleight of hand. This is called the propaganda machine. And matter of fact, Michelle, that's what I'm going to cover on my 4th class, I think, is the sheer propaganda. And I'm going to load that page up on the information, sort of like that the IRS is a government agency, and we know damn well they're not, because I have the Articles of Incorporation posted over there from Delaware from 1933 on my webpage. So if anybody wants to see a copy of that, go to the education page, click on the IRS subsection. Or no, it's not even under the IRS subsection. I forget where it is. It's over there. Anyways, I'm going to post it for everybody's consumption out in front here pretty soon. Anyways, but this is so what I want to do, Michelle, is stack the deck on showing irrevocable proofs on all this propaganda. I'm going to pull back the lies. I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to cut this onion all the way to its rotten core. I'm going to show you the dead center in the middle. You've been lied literally on every level. My goal isn't to hurt your feelings. My goal is just to help you pull back the curtain and show you the irrevocable proof that you've been binded up by another lie. So if you continue to get lied to, it'll be your choice thereafter. Once you pull back the curtain, cognitive dissonance, I hope it doesn't set in, and you go back to sleep. You don't have to. You can be free and unencumbered, but they don't want us talking about you thinking about being free and unencumbered. They want you to think that there's no way out. Well,
no, they don't want you to think. Ideally, if you're really well programmed, they don't want you to think. There's no thinking in program land.
Right.
But Peter, I love the way that the curriculum is structured. I love that the earlier classes are about the history and the proof, showing what it is that got us to the situation we're in now, which brings us to the present. And you show people, I think that's around class 4, I think you were discussing, that you're going to explain, okay, so you have the choice. You can continue as things are, Or you have this option, and this is what we're offering. And then the remaining classes, that's the future. You're showing people, okay, you can do this process. You're going to revoke this presumption. You can do this, and this. So I love it that you have it on a timeline so that it's easily accessible for most people. It's structured, in other words, and you're using time as your foundation. It's very well planned.
Yeah, I mean, week 5 will probably be, I'll go one step further, pull back the total medical scam and some other scams and whatever. Anyways, after I get past week 5, then 6, 7, and 8 will be dedicated to solutions. And I'm going to go into solutions deeply on week 6, 7, and 8, showing people, even now, they can go get in the house and go look at the, it's already posted, I think, in the events page, if I'm correct. Anyways, hey, folks, like I say, I'm cutting through all the garbage, no smoke and mirrors, direct path. Here's how you got here. This is a scam. Here's where you're at now, and here's where you can go forward to. It's going to require a paradigm shift for you to help get your mind right.
Yeah.
So it's all direction of flow, folks. This is the way my mind works.
Speaking of direction, Peter, can we go back to that article, because there's a few really good paragraphs that are going to come forward that really clarify the difference between chattel, a citizen, and a man in the next couple paragraphs that you're reading about slaves. And it really simplifies it and lets people understand what the birth certificate really is.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we just banter a little bit before I dig into those couple paragraphs, because we're going to go right into break here in a couple minutes. So, like I say, we'll do our breaks because everybody needs to take a coffee break or whatever they need. Anyways, I got to get my big cup, and the cat's looking for her big cup too. Anyways, but I mean, hey, this is a real effective direction of flow. I mean, John, I know you. Like I say, you've been in the house here for 3-4 months with Privatis. Almost since the beginning.
Oh, geez, it's been longer than that, Peter. We were together even before this stuff kind of happened. We were, I was in Surrey Juris as well.
Right.
Before even all this stuff happened. So this is why, we were in the circle, and why I knew the people to count on to help us out of this nightmare. So, I've been around quite a while, actually. I think it's about 6-7 months now.
Yeah, so you seen it go from infant to an adult.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and she's got a nice build on her, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. Like I say, it's
Lord,
it's building every day.
We always
start, Michelle.
We're sexist male pigs, Michelle. We're going to use a female gender for showing how beautiful something is.
Very nice.
We're giving you kudos. So let's put it that way. Anyways, I'm going to get myself in deep if I keep running my mouth.
Here, I'm going to close this up. This up, and I'm just going to make my comments to you two. I love you guys. I love you men. I love your species. You're endlessly fascinating to me, and I love it that I get to share my time with you every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night.
It's great. It's great.
Ditto.
We are the quirkiest bastards we know, huh, John?
Yeah, we are.
Yes, guys. Yeah, we got more goofy habits and whatever, and we bark and poop and whatever. We burp and when we shouldn't.
And
we fart when we shouldn't. That type of stuff.
And then bring it back to some semblance of dignity.
Yeah, well, I think we lost our dignity because we were born men.
Oh, no.
How did I get into the deep end of the pool now? Jeez, I'm killing myself, John.
Well, do you want to save things by going to a break, Peter?
Yeah, let's go to the break, and then we can get to the meat and potatoes of those last couple paragraphs to tie this all in a pretty little bow.
Very good.
All right, everybody go to break. Do what you do on break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
VerdictProductions.com. Do you have footage you want turned into a video? Weddings, family gatherings, sports games? High-quality video production for any project you have. We also create detailed slideshows if you have information you want to put on YouTube or your website for all to see. Many other services including audio enhancement, music production, and CD mastering for your band. Need a company logo or an ad? No problem. We also specialize in graphic design to make your business or website stand out. Head over to verdictproductions.com for a quote. Lowest prices on the net guaranteed.
All right, welcome back to In the Spirit of Things, folks. We're at the top of the hour. It's all good. Anyways, folks, we're back. We're talking about the birth certificate bond, and we'll be covering a class on that next Monday. I'll be doing a special class. If you're not on the email list, you probably didn't get the link. So go over to Privatis.Me and join for free, and you'll get the links. And we'll show you irrevocable proof to, like I say, give you clarity so you can so you can understand why you're going to want to move forward and why you can. Anyways, this is what they don't want us thinking or talking about, so this is exactly where I go. Anyways, John, let's come back to this. Folks, in the Civil War, anyways, they were talking about birth certificate bonds. It says it's possible that while the institution of slavery was ended after the Civil War, the former slaves remained in the status of chattel, things and property, rather than men and women. Look at, folks, they separated the living from the dead they weren't even populated to the position of a man or a woman. They were considered inferior than that. That's why they use the word person. Yeah, I got a beautiful document on the word person, John. I'll probably end up posting that on week 4 about the propaganda, how they got you to use a word that binds you up. Anyways, folks, if so, it is conceivable, especially under the 14th Amendment, that declares all persons. Doesn't say all men or women. It says all persons. Look at the words. And if you look up the word person, it's a corporation. Look it up in all 50 states. Look up underneath the definition section, and they tell you exactly. Born or naturalized in the United States are considered citizens of the United States. That a former slave would need and want a birth certificate to certify that he had been born in the United States to elevate them from the status of mere chattel, property, and things to the status of citizen of the United States, but not realizing that when they became citizen, it was no different than the word person, and they were still relegated to an inferior position as a slave. Anyways, for the newly emancipated, though, slave, a birth certificate might be something like a passport that at least allowed him to pass for a citizen, but perhaps not a man. Folks, they don't mention men anywhere on their statutory laws, anywhere. They use the word persons. This is the trick they got us, and we use the words in our language every day, and we dupe ourselves of applying that word as having something of substance, but it's acting in the capacity of a franchisee corporate slave. Anyway,
yeah, that clarified a lot for me, Peter. Because a lot of people get it mixed up. The chattel, the citizen, the man, the person, all that kind of stuff, and this is showing you exactly what the birth certificate is given to, and it was, basically a ticket to bring them from property to a citizen, but still under the statutes and codes of that particular country, without the rights and of a man. And I like how he put that in there. For they were a citizen, but perhaps not a man. And that really put on a light bulb, for me to express that to other people very simply, because of the fact that it really shows, the different levels of how we got here, and what they're still hiding from us. That all our power is that of a man and a woman. And that's it. Not a citizen, not anything else, just the man and the woman, and the citizen diminishes your statuses greatly to that just above a slave.
Yep. Anyways, but like I say, see, they're not even, and this is about the chicanery and the trickery of this whole thing, John. They don't tell you in legal land what the intent is, why they're using those words. We had to go and research it for ourselves and prove irrevocably that they're using and interspersing words that literally have they're the chains that bind. Like people use the words sovereign and citizen in the same breath. Consider that an oxymoron. It doesn't. The two should never meet, and they don't. Matter of fact, brother, just for giggles, yesterday afternoon I was watching this IRS banter on C-SPAN for a minute. I had to go there just to see how these people were ignorant, and they really showed their ignorance full of, I'm a good American citizen, and I shouldn't be paying this much, and they came after us because I'm a patriot, blah, blah, blah. these people don't even know that they've been duped into an inferior status, and they're so dumbed down they didn't even realize that by claiming to be a citizen, they just really showed how ignorant they are of what's really going on right up underneath their nose, because they're using the vernacular. But like I say, they've done a great job in the public pool system of dumbing everybody down and being good, compliant citizens, and they try and make you get used to that fit. And when you get used to that fit in your mind, oh, yeah, I mean, if a cop pulls you over, are you a U.S. citizen? Oh, they're probably going to say they're a U.S. citizen. Good, you're a good slave. Shut up, put up and pay the banana-eating ticket on Tuesday.
Right. Yeah, it all has to do with guiding awareness. I think it was Hitler who said, you repeat something, and here's my weekly mangling of the quote. I think he said something like, you repeat something often enough to the people and they will accept it as truth.
Yep.
So,
anyways, let me just finish up this article and then we'll step into something else. Anyways, whatever the truth of this matter may be, this is post-2011. I'm hoping that some of you who read this blog may have sufficient interest and talent to ferret out whether the original birth certificates were intended for slaves or former slaves rather than free men and women. Anyways, if birth certificates begin as a device to elevate slaves from the status of chattel to that status of citizens, it may be well that anyone who uses a birth certificate is thereby degrading a status from that of a man to that of a citizen or even a slave. I couldn't have said it any better than myself, Al.
Not clear and concise. You know what I mean? Forget all what the gurus are saying, about the birth certificate and all that. That is the most clear information that I've seen that really explains the birth certificate to me now. We've talked about trust, we've talked about all these other things, but that just makes it so concise and so clear and it makes so sense when you see what's going on with the people and all this kind of stuff and what's happening to citizens and how their rightful rights are being taken from them willy-nilly with no regard, because they are just one step above a slave and they have no recourse.
I'd like to add to that, though, John. Peter, in the documents that are for the prep to do before Class 2, you have a document called Structure of the Birth Certificate. Did the state pledge your body to a bank? And it's by David Deschênes. And the first line is, a certificate is a paper establishing an ownership claim. And this is from Barron's Dictionary of Banking Terms.
Go figure.
So it is a paper establishing an ownership claim. So it is a claim.
Yep. And I think we have
a claim.
I'm pretty sure we have this posted somewhere on the Facebook page. Let me scroll down. I'm almost positive we have this I know I posted this 5-page document. I'm going to find it. 1 second. And if not, I'll repost it. Anyways,
this is very good information. Very well written.
That's why I'm going over it next Monday.
Yeah. But I love it that it is a paper establishing an ownership claim. In other words, the claim is there, and it stands. Unless and until you revoke it.
Yep, right.
So it's important for people to know.
We're not going to revoke. You can't really revoke the birth certificate, Michelle, but you can redirect the flow.
Yeah, you can revoke their ownership claim on it.
Oh, right, exactly.
That's what I mean.
Because they never expected you to do that.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to revoke that I was born.
Right, exactly.
I'm just being silly.
I'm looking for this. World Bank, everything is a lie. More proof of the flu shots. Anyway, I got so much good stuff over here. Healthcare scam. Control freaks at it again. Anyways, I'm surprised Alex Jones doesn't cover this,
Well, I can tell you a few things about that fellow.
Yeah, I know. I think you're right. Anyways, I got my student loan over there. Lawyer's secret oath, which, we'll come back to that someday. I'm not wasting my breath right now. I'm sorry, folks. This is what happens when I go trolling for documents.
That's okay. But it will, if it's not on the Facebook page, Peter, well, we could get it to Andrea after, and she could post it for the people. And anyway, it's going to be in the prep material for Monday's class, so we don't have to we don't have to dwell on that. It's called, Andrea, it's called Structure of the Birth Certificate.
Yeah, I know. I'm almost positive. I got Slavery Who Owns You over here. Anyways, y'all banter. I'm looking. Don't wait on me.
Sure.
I'm looking.
Sure, John. What should we discuss? Do we stay on topic, or do we go completely off into the spiritual realm of things?
Do you want to take it to the next level, Michelle?
Well, look, Peter's not listening, so here's our chance.
Well, like I say, I want to go back to that article just a little bit because, like I say, I do really love how it clarifies everything. I'm finding a lot with the common law and stuff like that, that we do have the choice to, submit a claim, basically removing the assumptions of ownership of us. But we have every privilege and benefit to use the citizenship anytime it benefits us, as well as go back to being a man and a woman. That's the thing that I've been learning a lot more of. Mm-hmm. It's like I heard that example. You're on a plane and a guy gets up in the front of the plane. He's like, "I want to kill all you Canadian citizens." Well, at that point, you can choose to be a Canadian citizen, or you could choose to be, no, I'm just a guy flying in this plane here. I don't know anything about being a Canadian citizen, right? So we do have that option to go back and forth, and it's just that most people don't know that, nor do they exercise that option. When that benefit of being a citizen doesn't, help, or if it's hindering you, well, then take up being the man. And it's that simple to even change the courts from a statute court to a common law court just by knowing your status. And so that's what I'm finding out now. There's ways of using the system to your benefit, and and leaving it home when it's not to your benefit, kind of thing.
I found it.
There you go. Did you do a refresh on your page there, Peter?
Didn't have to. No, it was down at the very bottom. I knew I posted it. It got in the loop. This is a beautiful thing. Anyways, folks, well, I didn't want to get into it, but they call it a warehouse receipt. It says right here, a certificate is a paper establishing ownership claim. That's from Barron's Dictionary. Folks, you don't think we're going on hearsay and making it up. And let's see, birth and marriage certificates are a form of securities called warehouse receipts. Hey, so those marriage certificates, anybody's got one of those, you're going to want to dump them. I'm dumping mine. I guess I got some heavy lifting to do in the next week. I'm going to be doing all my documents.
We should explain the marriage rescission, too, because, I got kind of questions like that, too. Well, does that mean I'm not married anymore? No. What you're doing is you're removing the third-party government from the union of a man and woman. Instead of being at the union of two citizens, again, back to the citizenship. And that's what you're...
Also, John, here, let me just read this. The items included on a warehouse receipt is described in the Uniform Commercial Code 7-202 of the Uniform Commercial Code, the law which governs commercial paper and transactions, just so you think I don't make this up, which parallel a birth or marriage certificate are the location, the date of issue, the consecutive number on the receipt, a description of the goods or packages containing them, name, sex, date of birth, the signature of the warehouseman, which may be made by an authorized agent, a municipal clerk, justice of the peace, registrar, signature, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, birth marriage certificates now appear to at least qualify as warehouse receipts under the Uniform Commercial Code. Black's Law Dictionary, 7th edition, defines warehouse receipt. A warehouse receipt, which is considered a document of title, may be a negotiable instrument, is often used for the financing of inventory as security. See, folks, we're going to cover this marriage certificate in just a little bit. Yeah, folks, it doesn't negate you from the responsibility to your significant other when you rescind this. All it's doing is removing the state from the presumption of your union, so the horrors can't bring you to the dance. See, I guess, because, brother, matter of fact, I know of cases, issues, where there's guys being drugged through the system, and they revoked their marriage certificate, and the wife that was dragging, well, it wasn't the wife, but the state was, well, the wife was dragging them through, but anyways, where am I going with this? Basically, when they rescinded it, it was non pro tunc ab initio, date of inception. It was like the certificate never existed from whence it started. It gets removed from the system of records, just like what we're doing on the 1040s. This is why we're doing what we do. Same with the voter roll. So you're taking an act to remove a presumption if you made a mistake or whatever you want to call it, and you're removing that presumption. And you're also removing the power of attorney. We even posted that on the CRA as well as the IRS, and as well as they're in the trustee status and to handle things accordingly on what we just presented. So the marriage certificate basically, so I guess in essence, if a wife was trying to sue a husband and drag him into court, and he's changed his status and he's no longer in that system of records, she's going to have a hard time getting him into court because that's the only thing he's going to need to bring with him. Say, hey, this thing's dissolved. Who the hell are you? You're a third-party intervener trying to get into my man life because I'm no longer part of the state-subsidized marriage certificate con, and y'all can go to hell. Have a great day. There's not a damn thing that liar can do.
Again, Peter, when and if you ever choose to make your presence in a court, I would like to purchase a ticket because I know it's going to be memorable. So just let me know. Give me a bit of advance warning.
Yeah, I can see him busting out the tasers on my ass.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, taser this one. Don't let him get a word off his lips. We've heard this guy's banter on Blog Talk.
You know, at this point, I would love if they tasered me. Boy, would that ever be a claim of injury.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep. You know, I'm the wrong guy to taser now, I'll tell you.
Right. Well, let's not go praying for what we don't want, okay, guys?
Well, here, I want to share something about people who go in under the Constitution and crap like that to courts. I'm going to share with some people first-hand knowledge, brothers of mine who have done the constitutional scam. Yeah, folks, you can't have it both ways. You can't be part of the body politic and then try and stand on the Constitution. That's why they can't hear nothing, because you didn't know you were a dead man's slave operating in a capacity as part of the body politic, which makes you a double-minded man, which will allow them to beat your brakes off. Because I have a brother of mine who was with an organization, I won't give the name, but he was like the acting governor. There you go, acting. Anyways, point being is he was standing on that governor status, claiming a title, and on top of that, standing on the Constitution, and he got tackled by about 4, okay? That's what happens when you want to stand on the Constitution, folks, because the Constitution's dead and gone. We are under the Constitution. You weren't a party to it. You didn't sign the damn thing. So therein lies the problem. And then on top of that, we're under international treaties. We're not under the Constitution. So everything's changed, but they forgot to tell you in school, folks.
Yeah, you're under receivership, isn't it? When a corporation gets bankrupt, it's under receivership, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so
all the pledges, i.e. birth certificate bonds that have been pledged over, basically that's why they say the good faith and credit of the American people. There is no faith and credit anymore, folks. It's all it's all digits on a computer screen. It's dead man's land. This is called hypothecation, and we're going to cover that next week. Y'all gonna have some skills. Matter of fact, feel free to share that 14-page PDF with anybody who works over at the courthouse. We would love if all our brothers throughout the country would make copies of that and gave it to all those tools over there at the counters that work there at the clerk's office and all these other places, these judges, so that they understand the sheep are getting the memo, because they're using your securities when they get you into court under civil and criminal. I'm going to cover this on week 3. It's a hypothecation event. What that means, folks, is behind closed doors, they're writing up the bonds. And I'm going to go over that in week 3 on the class, so I won't banter on it too much here, but you'll be able to get a copy of it because I have the gpo.gov website with all the PDFs you'll be able to download for your consumption, as well as some other attachments and neat, interesting things you can read about. It has nothing to do with civil or criminal. It has to do with hypothecation. It's about the money. They just give you the smoke and mirrors game to make you think it's civil or criminal. That's the scam. Anyways, it's a pretty deep pool of chicanery, folks. They've been doing this for a long time. They're masters.
Yes, it's a comedy of fraud, actually. It's not a comedy of errors. It's a comedy of fraud.
Yep.
If you can call it a comedy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to tell that to the people who are spending time in the Gray Bar Motel because they consented and gave over because they didn't know who they were either. Everybody gets tricked. Everybody gets tricked to go to jail. They ask you if you understand. Once you say yes, you're screwed, folks.
Exactly.
Do you understand the charges being presented here? I say not only no, but bleep no. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a couple callers in the queue. Would you like to take a caller?
Sure.
Let's up a little bit.
Yeah, let's push them on through.
Okay, we have 713 first in queue. 713, you want to come forward?
Hey,
Go
how
ahead,
you guys
713.
doing,
Hey, good. How you make it out? What's your name?
First name only. We don't care about your last name, brother. That's a dead man's name.
Yeah, we don't play with surnames around here.
Cool.
Anyway,
Well,
I talked to Peter maybe about a month ago about my wife. I sent him an email. He told me he was kind of in the same boat about getting his wife to understand what exactly he was trying to explain to her.
Right.
And whatnot. And I was kind of in the same boat, you know. But it's not just my wife. I mean, it's like everybody that I try to talk to. It doesn't really make a difference who it is, friend, coworker, or whatever. You know, it's like they take what you say in because you're a friend or somebody that they, you know, talk to normally, but then they just kind of like, well, what is this dude really talking about, you know? And nobody really wants to go and investigate it for themselves, so it's kind of hard to
well, yeah, that's
kind of hard to go with
the placated masses that we have now, and the TV generation. You know what I mean? No one is thinking logically anymore. And welcome to the 2%, my friend. There's not many of us who are thinking on this level. You know, they've done a very good job of keeping us suppressed and not think at this higher level of intelligence, basically. So, you know, welcome to the club. We hear what you're saying.
Yeah, brother, let me interject. My whole family's the same way, brother. So, hey, you're not the lone stranger. You're not crazy. Welcome to our house, and this is a nucleus where you'll thrive. I promise. Yeah, brother, I was a pipe fitter and I was working up on the yard. I used to print stuff all the time and show irrevocable proofs to my brothers up on the lay-down yard, and they still went back to sleep. It's called cognitive dissonance. It's where the information's so overwhelmingly overwhelming that they don't want to wrap their mind around it, because then they would have to really think about it and say, well, I'm getting screwed here really good. I'm really a slave. See,
Peter,
they don't want to have to look at it.
It's not that they don't want to wrap their minds around it. They cannot. Their programming does not allow them to.
Exactly. We do still have
they would explode their heads if they did actually grasp the concepts. It's beyond.
Well, Michelle, the exact same thing happens with this type of information that happens when someone gets into a situation of getting into a fight. You know what I mean? You have that fight or flight instinct that goes off in your head when you hear this kind of information. And you know, if you're messing with someone's paradigm and they want to keep that belief system, exactly, they cannot hear it. Their mind will physically switch to that flight instinct, and they will shut down, and they will not be able to hear it. Exactly.
Anyways, what were you saying, brother? The other brother.
What I was going to say is that I think it's really to be honest with you, I think it's so simple that it makes people look way past it, because all the if you can get lost in all the statutes and all the codes and all that,
then they're done that.
Completely suppressed at looking at all that stuff. And the real simple fact is that all you have to do is understand who you are, and then when you go in there, as long as you understand who you are, you never answer their questions. You only ask questions and tell them what you want to be done. You know, then you can relate to it. But the question I really have is what do you really do after you get through all this situation, all the documents, and you do all the things? Like I read in the book, I can't remember which one of the books. I think it was one of the ones, the Errant Sovereigns.
The Errant Sovereigns Guidebook.
That's
Augustus Blackstone's very well written book.
Yeah, well, where he talks about how you send paperwork to your actual employer to get yourself off of the
tax rolls.
Get them from taking tax rolls. You know, you transfer it to to a different kind. Instead of a 1040, you do the I can't remember what it is, but
we don't do
where
any
they pay you
government.
on the side.
No, you sent from what Augustus Blackstone said in his book. There were 2 letters regarding the and this is pretty detailed stuff. It's online on Privatis.Me. He mentions that you write a letter to your employer saying, "Hey, look, I understand I must have made a mistake because you're contracting on my behalf with the IRS and giving them a certain amount of my paycheck every week. I'm requiring you to stop that." And the other letter I think that Augustus Blackstone mentions is you send a letter to the IRS saying, look, and that's the actual rescission document. So you deal with your employer saying, hey, look, stop contracting with the IRS on my behalf. I'm not authorizing you to contract for me. And the other one is you deal with the IRS directly. But that's fairly detailed information.
Brother Michael posted on the site how to properly fill out a W-4 as a living man.
Yeah.
See, okay. We have a go-by. We have an actual go-by.
It also says there on there too that you because I remember the book, I've read it a couple of times. It says that you have to let them know that they're required to have Article 6 oath of fidelity and a bond.
Yep.
Because they're a corporation, but even though they don't know that, blah, 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 because they don't even know exactly how that runs, or how that works. None of those corporations, I think, that people work for have those bonds that they're supposed to have.
Yeah, well, that's where they get binded up, too, because, you know what, every summons, every piece of garbage that you get in the mail that somebody wants to draft your performance is deficient without an attaching bond, because the one who brings the charge has to pay the bill if they can't get you to play the game and be a part of the fraudulent constructive trust, because every case that goes to court, brother, is considered a constructive trust, and they get you to do constructive fraud when you answer up to the fiction name and say, oh, yeah, that's me, and you sign in as me, the fiction, and they just got a game, and you just laid over, and now it's called drafting for performance. And then they appoint you some third-party scumbag, bottom feeder, and he completes the circuit, makes you incompetent to handle your own matters forthwith. You have a mouthpiece, and Michael, hey, if you don't know about Brother Michael, my webmaster, yeah, he fired his attorney real good, and it was beautiful. And she sent him his check back. On top of that, I never seen anybody get a check back from a third-party bottom feeder lawyer ever.
I hope you framed that.
It was great. But he went to court and he stood fast in his proper capacity. And even at the end, brother, the judge acknowledged that he was the man, because she was looking down at her papers as they basically threw the case out nolo prosecute, which means they rescinded the charge, because if they didn't, the prosecutor's going to have to bust out her checkbook and pay the damn trustee, the clerk of the court, for the case she brought forward.
Right.
And anyways,
Just real quick, like when I was trying to explain this to my dad, like the question he asked me was, well, how are you going to bank anymore? How are you going to get a loan anymore if you do this type of stuff?
Yeah, well,
these are the kind of questions.
I
know that's why would you want to do that in the first place?
Yep.
But these are the type of questions that other people ask because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? And
right. Well, we're going to tell them to remain slaves on the plantation, because as long as they keep contracting, they're eventually going to get it stole out from underneath them, because they don't own nothing. They gave it over unilaterally via signature contract. But we're working on processes, brother, to actually alleviate that problem, so your property comes back to you, because it's all about your property. You just never knew how to come forward to claim the property, and we're moving forward in that direction as we speak.
That's the type of things, the information that I'm looking forward to is, like John, I think John was just talking about, going back and forth into the private and the public where it's necessary. So, I know you'd have to have, like getting a cell phone, for example. I know you guys have internet service and stuff like that, even though you still don't want to be in that private service, but you have to use it because you have to use it. You know what I'm saying? And so you still have to use your name
there's two worlds.
do things.
Right. You mentioned a good point.
I'm sorry.
You mentioned.
Thing that you want to get out of it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this last point, and I'll shut up. The main thing that you're really worried about is getting out of the Social Security, the voter roll, the driver's license.
Exactly.
The main big things. Those are the main things. And once you get out of those things, then they can't really go back to you and say, hey, well, you're still involved in this, blah, 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 blah. The little adhesion contract that you deal with the bank or something is different, you know?
Yeah, we're doing the little stuff first, brother. We'll get to the big stuff when we get to it. And that's what I was saying on last night's call. Everybody wants to get to point Z before we get to point A. So when this is all a work in progress as far as direction of flow, and Michael and I are working at the speed of sound on so many of the things behind the scenes that nobody has a clue about. Brother, this is a right-minded direction of flow. If people don't move forward on this, they're dead anyways. They're literally dead. So this is like I say, otherwise you're going to be encumbered by multiple things that you're not going to want to be encumbered by, but by failure to remove these presumptions on the little level, then you can get to the bigger things, and then we'll deal with this mortgage stuff, this mortgage scam, and the property tax and all this other garbage. Brother, it's coming. I promise.
Right.
Yeah. It's
and
coming.
Peter, I just want to mention to the caller that you.
Other people.
Yeah. Well, don't try, brother. Make them go to the damn website and get their learn on. That's what I do.
Yeah. Right.
You can't explain this. See, brother, you have the same passion I have. I get you. But at the same time, I quit saying anything. If they got an interest, you go open the door. That's why I created this 8-week curriculum. So if they are willing to hang out if they can get through the 8 weeks, they got a chance, brother. If they don't get through the 8 weeks, if they fold after the first week and go into cognitive dissonance, it's the next proposition, Because you know what? Some aren't ready to pull the veil back, brother.
Right, Peter, I'm going to jump in at this point. I want to tell the caller, you mentioned some very good points, and we are in a time of transition. So it is one foot in front of the other for the ones who are aware. For those who aren't aware but who do want to learn, Andrea mentions we can share the Facebook, the Twitter, and the shows with everybody. Bring them over to Privatis.Me. There's the 8-week curriculum, like Peter mentioned. Class 2 is this coming Monday. And for the rest, I liken those to the people on the Titanic that's going down and come out from the bar with a drink in their hand saying the Titanic, it's
sinkable.
I was going to swear, but unfrickin' sinkable, and then laugh at everybody else and then head back to the bar. Those people were not convincing of anything. Peter and the nucleus, we've decided that we're not convincing we don't want to change anyone's beliefs or anyone's minds about anything. But we do like to come into alignment with people who do see the value of the things that we are bringing forth. And on that, we're over time right now. We've got to go to a break, Peter.
All right. Hey, brother, thank you very much. Do I got you in my Skype?
I don't know. I don't think I have Skype at all.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, well,
I got your email though, so I correspond with you. I sent you an email from maybe a week or two ago about the Texas code and how they said that they can, when you claim the name, you can make the form any way that you want it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean,
right.
Any way that you want it.
Right. We're gonna stay away from that, brother. That's asking for permission and consent.
Yeah.
So we're going a different route, but it's going to be paralleling, but in a different context. Matter of fact, Michael and I did some heavy digging last night. He was doing some, and he talked to another gentleman. It's not the route to go, but there is another route, and we'll share it with you as we bring it forward.
All right, cool.
So just stand fast, brother. We're moving this train forward. Anyways, hey.
Why it's good to be a full member of Privatis, because all
it's ever changing. Yeah, it's coming quick too, fast and in succession. Anyways, hey, let's go to break, folks. We'll take the last caller after the fact. I guess if they're still in the loop, and hey, everybody go do what they do on break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Privatis.me. No longer do we need to hire lawyers, worry about past debt, or count on doctors to fix our health problems. Privatis.me. Specializing in real education about the legal system, administratively eliminating your past debt, and teaching you simple, natural ways to restore your health. Join today for free. Learn how to live in private and allow yourself to overcome and stop living in fear. Become a paid member for just $20 per month and receive Peter and Michael's $300 debt termination package for free. Privatis.me. Privatis.me. take a walk on the private side.
There it is. All right. Welcome back to the Spirit of Things, folks. Downhill Slide. Boy, John, like I said, these shows just burn by because we had so much meat, potatoes coming onto the table. We're all going through, we're eating turkey, and we're going through tryptophan shock, you know?
Yeah, it is a lot of information to bring forward, and we have a good time doing it. You know, it's very freeing once you've figured this stuff out, and now you get to share with others.
Yep.
You know what the cure for turkey over eating too much turkey is?
What's that?
Vegetarianism.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, Captain Hummus at the bow. Yeah, I'm not all the way out the other side yet.
That's okay.
I do my hemp powder. That's nutritional dense supplementation. No, but John, they don't smoke in them rolling papers very good. That hemp powder, it doesn't smoke good. I had to throw that.
I'll have to hook you up with a Canadian source.
Yeah, I got to tell you. I got a 10-pound bucket, man. Try and roll that into a diaper. It's trying to light that damn thing. It's killing me. Are we having fun yet or what?
And I spend my time every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night with you guys, right? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be clear on my facts here. My brain hurts.
Are we having fun yet? Anyways,
we did get a caller back. By the way,
okay, cool.
You said you want to take that caller.
Sure,
back.
let's let him come on to the party.
All right,
Downhill
256. Come on through. Area code 256.
How y'all doing?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a couple of questions for y'all tonight. It's actually a two-pronged question. One is about abandonment for homes, and the second is going to be about a judge's order to a divorce. If I have already submitted all the paperwork to the judge and to the court saying that, hey, I'm not no longer in your jurisdiction, you have no authority over me, well, my ex-wife is still living with the papers that she's received from the court, and she wants to go with that instead of being in honor with the documents, because the court hasn't put them in dishonor. They haven't responded, but they haven't said anything different. So she's the only one that I'm dealing with because I've already did the paperwork, and I just want to know what's your thought on that.
Yeah, well, brother, I'm direction of flow. It's like legal advice, which I can't do on public, and I won't. That's why I do Thursday night Privatis.Me calls for my members over there at Privatis.Me. I'd be glad to screen that question a little bit for you over there, though, and maybe tell you what I would do or what I can't tell you what to do. I'm not doing it in open forum anymore.
If you could just give me, if you could just give the audience an opportunity to know that, hey, if you are in this situation, there are certain mechanisms that you should have in place. Right.
That's where they go to Privatis.me. That's the whole point of Privatis.me.
Well, I could say something real simple. That's lawful advice. These notices are for the foundation. If they ignore the notices, you have a proper lawful claim. That's all I'm going to say on that matter.
Yep.
Okay, the second thing that I was asking was, I live in a kind of a rural area in Alabama where some people decide that they don't want to mow the grass, and the grass got like 4 feet high. So there's an opportunity for somebody to say, hey, the guys are not here, they abandoned their home. So in a situation where you're in a neighborhood and people abandon their home and there's animals and different things coming out, what would you suggest what would be some revenues of recourse?
Yeah, well, I don't busy myself with people's grass being too high. That's whoever's issue it is, brother. This is not a platform where I deal with those issues. I'm sorry. I got no feedback. If it's an abandoned home, it's an abandoned home. Let the county, they own everything, they think, so let them take care of it, I guess. You know?
Okay, I understand it. So when we're talking about student loans, my last question. With student loans, you have student loan companies or collection companies that are contacting you, and they're doing it in a sense of a way that you already have sent them the correspondence. At that point, what would you advise?
Yeah, Peter, actually there was some excellent information, I think, that got posted on was it on the Facebook page?
Yeah, it's on the Facebook. Matter of fact, what Captain J did for her student loan, brother, you feel free to go onto the Facebook page and the Privatis.Me Facebook page. If it's over, you can click on the F, which is Facebook. It'll bring you right to the link. And I have stuff posted over there that'll give you a lot more information. Otherwise, I'll be on this call for another 3.5 hours.
Not a problem, man. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not trying to.
I know, brother. I'm going to start running interference on doing any of these type of.
All right, I really appreciate it.
That's all right, brother. Hey, wait, come over to the house tomorrow. I'll be doing a call tomorrow night, 7 to 9 on Privatis.Me. If you're already joined in the free portal, you'll get an email blast, so you'll know what time and where to meet up.
And the classes on Monday nights are really, really good. I've been enjoying. I enjoyed the first class. It's just very informative.
Yeah, just to clarify, Peter, do you want to give out the Privatis number or do you have that just in for private members?
I don't have it. It's in an email, bro.
Okay.
I don't text.
Basically, it is a different number. What I was going to say, it is a different number. It is for Privatis members, and that's where we can handle it.
Just go join for free, brother, and you'll get the email blast tomorrow for tomorrow's call, and you'll get the information direct to your mailbox.
And that's where you can bring forth those type of questions.
Yep. I'll be glad to answer up a little bit there.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Very good, brother. Thank you very much. Have a great night. All right. Anyways, let me cover some particulars. Folks, those who are listening to the call and who are still not sure or whatever, after this week, we won't be doing any more PayPal. Like I say, I stated on the front of the call, because of the Cyprus Acts, and PayPal is really good about freezing accounts, and they've done it. I know multiple people it's had it done to them multiple times under the guise that they got too much money in the account. So, folks, you know what, Michael and I have been operating the private from the beginning, and we're going to go back to the private, so postal money orders are just fine. If you're a Canadian, then you can convert it to FRNs, wrap it in tin foil, and send it to my mailing location. It always gets here. We'll post the directions on the membership page on how to bring stuff forward to us from here on out. Starting Sunday night, I guess, we'll be doing no more PayPal. So if you want to get in, especially for those who are looking to upgrade from their 120 position to get all their stamps, their documents done for them. No, and when I say done for you, I don't mean we're going to be typing in your information. We'll just put your name on the top. We'll structure it correctly, and it'll be your responsibility to easily walk through the videos that I have posted on the third-party debt package, voter rescission, all that stuff is already posted in videos over on our members page. So the members videos, it's that's what the part of the full membership entails. You get educational flow a lot easier. Anyways, it's always good to have a coat of arms. Like I say, it separates the living from the dead, and they get the memo a little bit differently because they never expect you to be alive to start with. Anyways, we're doing a lot of heavy lifting, and it's going to get a lot easier. So, folks, come on over. This is how we are not in commerce. That's why we don't do monthly payments. That's why we don't do any of this other stuff. That's why we don't sell the packages, because that's operating in commerce. You're paying for your education. How much is your education worth when you got a $10,000 third-party debt collector trying to beat your brakes off? So it's your decision. If you don't remove the presumption, they keep on coming. And, hell, they keep on coming even when you remove the presumption, but we're going to a new level. And if you're in my house for the next year, guess what? You're going to know how to put them to bed very simply with misprision of a felony, which basically is ratting them out for a bad act, and it's your responsibility. We'll show you how to do that. And did it for my student loan. It's over on basically on our page under, I guess, home. It's under student loan refund. Go see what I did. No, you're not going to get to see my criminal charge document, but you'll get to go see the not the rebuttal, but the response from the DOJ and the third-party bottom feeder, and then you'll see a copy of my check that they refunded back in full. So I might know just a little bit about what I'm saying here.
And this was, before we really had the knowledge that we have now.
Yep.
Peter, we have another caller,
right.
Another new one there, 706 area code, if you'd like to take another call.
Mm-hmm. Very good, as long as they're not asking me any questions. I ain't taking questions out.
Because we only have a few minutes left. Guys, we only have a few minutes left anyway.
Yep.
Okay. I just actually was listening, and I thought y'all may answer it, because if there's only the 2%, I mean, I'm all about making copies of the 14-page document. I also live in a rural area where everybody knows everybody, and I honestly don't think that these clerks of courts and the puppets know what's going on either. I don't think
they don't, but ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Exactly.
Anyways, no, you're right. I'll let you banter for a second, but yeah, it's all compartmentalized. They keep each other from. I proved that when I went and showed the bid bond, performance bond blanks to a clerk of the court. And I asked her if she was the one who filled them out. She goes, "Oh no, I don't do that. That's clerks that sit with the judges." So she gave me my answer, but she's compartmentalized. She works up and she's seeing the documents, but she doesn't have her hands on them. So you're right. It's like the military, like I say all the time. There's need-to-know basis, and, the colonel knows what you don't, and because it's called need-to-know. So the pecking order is that, so everybody has plausible deniability in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay, so somewhere there is probably someone that knows, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. Most of the judges, they know it's a hypothecation event. They're the party to it because they're getting their salaries padded for how many hypothecations they get, it's all about getting the revenue stream, and then they hide it out in their accounts. They have offshore accounts, a lot of them. They stuff it in the CAFR accounts, which is the second set of books that nobody talks about. Everybody in every town, rural town, they should be going to talk to these clowns who are running this thing and say, let's get some accountability, the slush fund, because every year they say they'll show the debit side of the ledger, and then they'll say we don't have enough money to go. They always exhaust it. They'll say we don't have enough, so hey, we're going to lay another 10% tax on your property so that we can live the life of Riley and buy 50 more police cruisers like down in Abingdon over here.
Mm-hmm. That's not what they do up here in Montreal. They go on month-long vacations in the Caribbean and things like that.
You're not special.
It's quite interesting, I got to say. But there's an entire corruption scandal going on, specifically in the construction industry right now.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Anyways, what else do you want to share, young lady?
No, that was I just was wondering if I could find someone that possibly knows what's going on, because, I mean, like we even know all the judges.
You're it.
You're the one who knows. They won't tell you anything. They'll play stupid like a fox.
Let me simplify this a little bit. This is, like I say, back to the foundation. This is the point of the notices and all this kind of stuff. You start sending these guys notices. They can check into it or they cannot check into it. But what you're using is lawful notices, and you're using law. Now, that's all that has to know is you have to know. And what we're doing now is setting up the foundation. And once the foundation is all set up, and if they decide to violate you, then we're going to show you how to have the dog with the teeth and how to put them back into check. And it doesn't matter if they know the law or don't know the law. You know the law. You know how to go after them, and you know how to rectify things now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would just like to see that. Go ahead. No, I mean, I would just like to think that maybe they're just ignorant and wanting a paycheck that they really don't know.
No.
Definitely not. No.
Hey, let me share something with you, young lady. See, I was naive like you at one time until I got my brake speed off, until they disappear you with no paperwork and stuff like that, pull you off the damn street because of a failure to appear. They wait 3 days before Christmas and follow you 6 miles down the road and put you in a van and disappear you with absolutely no paperwork, no proof, no bond, no nothing. They know damn well what they're doing. See, they'll come and they'll claim the body. You don't know who you are. Anyways, so I found out firsthand how dirty and rotten this thing is to the core, especially when I got a seatbelt violation, and I didn't want to sign the ticket. Basically, Brother Ken and his backup, another sheriff, decided they were putting their hands on their guns so that I would sign the ticket. Forced compliance at the end of a gun. Is that voluntary? Is that a voluntary act? No, that's nefarious crap, and that should tell you everything. So don't live in La La Land. It's dirty all the way into the nasty center. This is what I expose, and this is what I can prove. So we'll have to take off your rose-colored glasses. I know you like to believe that they.
I'll take them off.
Yep. Because my wife's the same way. She has the same mindset that they're all with good intent. No, they have nothing but bad intent,
and I can prove it, Peter. You know what I mean? How many judges recuse themselves off of my cases?
Yep.
You know what I mean? I went through 3 in family and 2 in the criminal courts because they knew that I was there as a man, and they knew that they didn't want to mess with that. And I didn't even bring forth any real, nasty stuff like I know now.
Right.
And, and they were recusing themselves. So they're fully aware of the game that they're playing, especially the judgeship.
I think what she was primarily stating was she's thinking that she can go and walk in and talk to somebody and get some dialogue. It ain't happening. They're scumbags. Scumbags are us. And like I say, it is compartmentalized on some levels. But I have a friend of mine over here on the land in Virginia, and he has an ex-judge buddy who basically he took himself off the bench because he was sick and tired of. He was going up the pecking order. He was going up higher in the situation, and they were enlightening him on his nefarious acts of what he needed to do to get hypothecation going, and he didn't want to be a party to it. He used to actually ask people. This is actually a guy with a conscience, a judge with a conscience. He would actually ask them, "Are you a corporation or are you a man?" He would give them an out on the case. If they said they were a man, get your ass out of my court. You're done. If you said you were a corporation, he was going to friggin' knock you out the box for corporate revenue generation for the state. But he gave people the option. Those judges are very few and far between. Most of them don't stay on the bench. They leave because they don't want to be a party to the ugly of what they're having them do as they go up the chain of command. The higher they go up, the more crap they got to eat and do.
Yeah.
And so these are soulless men. That's why they wear those black voodoo dresses. It's all chicanery. It's all black magic. It's called ecclesiastical law. That's why when you walk into those chambers, you can feel the oppressive, negative, dark vibe because it's all tricks for kids in these ecclesiastical black magic courts. That's all they are. It's black magic being practiced on you. Anyways, well, where are we at? What time is it?
We're 2 minutes out.
All right, who's on first? What's on second? Thank you very much. I appreciate your input tonight. You, young lady, you have a great night.
Yes, thank you for calling.
Thank you, y'all too.
We'll be back Saturday. Anyways, folks, Privatis.Me, call tomorrow night, 7 to 9. First hour, we're going to actually take a tour through all the new portals because I know there's a lot of people lost and not knowing where the CRA documents are. So I'm going to do a little... We're going to do a little direction of flow tomorrow until I can get my YouTube posted, so I guess I'm going to do that for the next week or so until I can get my YouTube to go through the tour. And then we'll do question and answer for the second hour. I'm going to do a 2-hour call tomorrow night. Go figure, another 2-hour call.
Should be a good time.
So we have some thanks to give, guys, before we get cut off. Hurry. We've got Andrea, our stellar producer with a wicked sense of humor. Zach, who does our beautiful YouTube videos. We have Dan, SEO expert extraordinaire at compassonlinemarketing.ca, who gets us ahead on those Google ratings. Susan, who is a master at PowerPoint presentations and the visual
animes. Yep.
And the animes also, yes.
And
Cookie, who is preparing with Peter the platform for the curriculum, the 8-week curriculum. And Michael, the atlas of this whole thing, John, who stands as a man, and Peter, the heart of this.
Thank you. Folks, we thank you for showing up tonight. Come back Saturday, I promise. It's always fun. Anyways, we're moving the train forward, brother. And sisters, it is time to move forward. We thank everybody for showing up tonight, and we'll catch you on the rebound.
Much love.
Love you guys.
Yep. Love you
Good
too.
night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
You're listening to In the Spirit of Things on I Am Free Will Radio. Join us on our Blog Talk radio station every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. To find all the links we mention on the show and to stay up to date about when we go live on BTR, make sure you connect with us on our social sites. Follow us on Twitter at handle Privatis.Me. You can also friend us, like us, or join our open group on Facebook by searching Privatis.Me or by clicking on the Facebook icon on our homepage. It's really that simple.
VerdictProductions.com. Do you have footage you want turned into a video? Weddings, family gatherings, sports games? High-quality video production for any project you have. We also create detailed slideshows if you have information you want to put on YouTube or your website for all to see. Many other services including audio enhancement, music production, and CD mastering for your band. Need a company logo or an ad? No problem. We also specialize in graphic design to make your business or website stand out. Head over to VerdictProductions.com for a quote. Lowest prices on the net guaranteed.